everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, I will show you how to crochet a magic ring, also known as a magic circle. This is a great skill to learn and practice, and it allows you to crochet in the round. I have here a little sampler, it's just one round. It allows you to crochet in the round without having a hole in the center. It allows you to draw it in very snug and eliminate that hole. Now I have another sample here where I've started with a starting chain and then I joined the chain, similar to when you're making a granny square or something like that. And then I've worked the stitches into the center of the ring, and as you can see there is a hole that is formed. So if you don't want that hole, it's especially important when you're making stuffed items or like some amigurumi, and you don't want that hole to show or the stuffing on the inside to show. This is a great skill to learn. So let's get started. I'm going to be using just an H 5mm hook and some worsted weight yarn. You can use this skill for any yarn, any hook you like. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold our yarn. And I wanted to mention as a side note that there's lots of ways that people like to do it. There's lots of videos out there on Magic Ring, and everybody kind of has their own style, and that's great. That's the way people like to hold their yarn. I'm going to show you how I do it, and then as you practice this skill more and more, you'll find that there are ways that you maybe like to prefer to hold the yarn instead. So I'm going to show you just the basics, and people kind of hold their yarn and wrap it around in different ways. So I just wanted to mention that as a side note. And all of these ways are correct. Everybody just has their own way, and everybody holds their yarn differently. Everybody holds their hook differently. So let's get started. Let's hold the yarn. This is the end of our yarn. We're going to let the yarn come down the front of our hand, and then we're going to wrap the yarn around our first two fingers, just like that. And then back this way. So see how my yarn, the first wrap is here, and then the second wrap is there, okay? So our working yarn, that's the yarn attached to our yarn ball, is going to go back this way, okay? I'm just gonna use these other fingers to kind of hold it down. So keeping my hand turned, I'm gonna take my hook, and I'm gonna go under this first strand, and then I'm gonna grab this bottom one, and then we're going to bring up a loop, just like that. So it looks kind of like this. Then what I like to do is kind of pinch that into place so it doesn't come undone, and carefully slide your fingers out. So we have our working yarn back here, and we have our little yarn tail that's going to hang down the front here. Then you're going to just grab your yarn the way you normally hold it, and then without dropping any of this, go ahead and wrap the yarn around the hook and chain one. We're going to be working single crochets into this ring. Okay, so we did a chain one. Now we're ready to work our single crochet stitches into the center of this ring. Now I wanted to mention, we have two strands here making our ring. We're going to be working into both of those strands. So you're going to be working the stitches when you insert the hook, go under both of those strands, okay? So let's work our first single crochet. Insert the hook, again, go under both of the strands into the center of that ring, wrap yarn around hook, and bring up the loop. Next, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through both loops, just like that. And let's make another one. Insert the hook into the ring, again, under both of those strands, wrap yarn around hook, bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. We just worked another single crochet. So let's do 8 just to practice. So we've done 2. So 3, 4, just to show you over and over how it's done. 5, 6, 7, and 8. A lot of time this is started with 6 stitches, but I wanted to do a few extra to show you. So we still have our yarn tail hanging down, and it looks kind of like this right now. It's very open. So then what we're going to do is I like to hold this. You can let go of your working yarn, and I like to hold this up here just so everything stays put. Then take your yarn tail, and you're just going to, I like to go slow, Just slowly pull everything, keeping it all straight. Pull it all closed, just like that. Okay? Now you can see it's closed that up nice and tight. Now, you can keep crocheting all the way around to make a spiral, or to get our little sampler here, like I did before, I just simply close the round with a slip stitch. So if you're just making rounds in your pattern, you can close it with a slip stitch. So just insert your hook like this into that next stitch, bring up a loop, then bring that loop through the loop that's already on your hook, and you've now completed one round of the magic ring. You can give it another tug if you need to. You usually don't need to. Just pull it nice and tight, and then later you can trim that tail or weave it in. It's up to you. So we've done one round of the magic ring. Now, if you want to keep going, you can just work another chain the same way as when we started our round, and then just start working into the stitches as you normally would, just like when you do the starting chain method. Okay, and just keep going around and around. So that's it. That's how you work the magic ring or magic circle in crochet. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again!